Let me think. I feel like there might be some things, some life things to share with you. So I just turned 41 a few days ago, and I got all sorts of hippie gifts. I got this like huge selenite crystal, and so it's going to be with us during the session. And I got this smoky quartz crystal, which is also going to be with us during the session, and a bunch of other crystals. And I have my little turquoise bracelet, which apparently is good for strength and protection. So I thought that would be perfect to wear as we do our things tonight. And I think for tonight, we'll just open it up and see, who wants to come in. Maybe we'll get a bunch of ascended masters. Maybe we'll get a bunch of angels. Maybe we'll get a bunch of animals. Maybe we'll get one person, who knows? So we'll just see what wants to come through today. And oh yeah, the other thing I'm feeling like I want to share with you is something I did this afternoon, because I was feeling really just hamstrung by fear and like really penned in by fear, because fear sucks and I tend to avoid it even though I know better. I think often, it's not that we're trying to ignore things or trying to, avoid things. I think often we don't know how to deal with them, or, even when we're supposed to know or think we're supposed to know, it doesn't mean we do. And this is why, channelers need to get readings too, and intuitives need their people. We all, because we'll have blind spots. So anyway, my point is, I just wasn't sure what to do with the fear. And the most obvious thing felt really, like the fear convinced me that the obvious thing was bad for me. And so the fear and resistance, it can convince us of all sorts of things, and that's okay. That's, at some point, we'll get the nudge we need and then do what we need to do with it. So anyway, my whole point with that big lead up is that I listened to my fear. I sat down in the sun and I listened to it. I gave it the floor, something that I tend to avoid doing, because I think that, if I listen to the fear, I'll create more fear. Or if I listen to the fear, I'll be like out of the vortex. I've been listening to a lot of Abraham Hicks lately. I recommend getting into them on YouTube if you haven't already. I'll take it out. But really, all that happened when I listened to the fear was, it was uncomfortable. It really sucked. It took me to some dark places for a few minutes, but I kind of noticed something interesting. I was dancing in between my brain's understanding, my brain's thoughts about the fear, and then the sensations in my body. And so when I focused on the sensations, it was uncomfortable. It felt kind of gross, but also I could feel things really moving at that point. And so my point with this is just sharing it really in case it's helpful for you, in case, if you have some fear that's been really showing up strongly for you. And of course, today we had a lunar eclipse a few hours ago and a full moon. So things might be really coming up for you. And so sometimes if we just let the fear or the anxiety or the worry take the microphone for a while, the way like you'd let a toddler talk, if they come in from the garden and they're all excited about something or all freaked out about something, we're not going to, shove them in another room and tell them to shut up. We're going to listen to them. And, we want to give the fear about the same weight that I don't know, maybe you should listen to toddlers. I'm not a parent. I don't know. But like a toddler's talking a lot about like a frog. I don't know how I'm going to respond to that. But anyway, you treat the fear kind of like a toddler essentially, and just give it some space to talk. And that really loosened up a lot for me. So it felt good to share that. It feels like somebody needs that. And if anything else about that occurs to me, I will let you know. Rita was saying, she was sobbing a lot last night. Yeah. And that was really interesting for me yesterday. I was paralyzed for like an hour or two. I felt like I couldn't move. I was just kind of lying on the couch. Like my mouth was open. I was having trouble moving my limbs. I feel like this has been some really strong energy. So if you guys are having some funky symptoms with it, just kind of allow it, ask Ask your body what it needs, ask your brain what it needs, and just listen to yourself. Is the moral of that very long story. Okay, so let's get into this. Okay, what do we want to do here? Well, let's just start by doing some grounding and checking in with your body, with your emotions, with your brain, whatever's going on right now. Just take a moment and do a check-in, do a scan, wiggle around if you need to, just see what's going on. If your energy or your attention gets drawn to any of your chakras, just tune in with that chakra. Maybe place your hands over the space, over that part of your body. Just breathe with it. And as you breathe, feel your higher self. You may feel your higher self hovering above you. It may feel like she's in front of you. Maybe it feels like your higher self is in you. Wherever you sort of feel your higher self, allow her to drop a cord of light, of love into you, maybe through the crown of your head, maybe in through your heart, or maybe if she's in you, maybe that cord is already moving down toward your feet. As this cord of love, of light from your higher self moves through your body, your physical body, your energetic body, sort of feel it moving through you, almost like you're a needle that's being threaded. So as this cord moves through you, just see what happens. See what shows up for you. And when you're ready, allow that cord to drop through your feet and into the earth. And allow the cord of your soul to ground you into the star at the center of the earth. Maybe it'll feel like a magnet. Maybe the bottom of that thread will feel like a magnet to that diamond star in the center of the earth. Maybe it will actually move in to that star. Maybe it will hover over it. Whatever feels right to you, however that shows up for you is perfect. So just sort of feel yourself suspended between your higher self and the earth. And know that there's no separation between you and your higher self and you and the earth. That duality and separation is really beginning to dissolve now. We're really beginning to feel that oneness, that energy of being connected to every being on this planet and the planet herself. When you feel ready, turn your attention back to that cord and back to your higher self. Just take a moment to connect with your higher self and ask if she has any messages for you. Ask if she has any healing for you. Just receive, whether you know consciously what's going on or not. Just give yourself a moment to receive from your higher self. Okay. Whenever that feels complete, we'll move on. But if you feel like your higher self has more work to do with you, feel free to just press mute, or know that you'll come back into the session at the perfect time. But if you're ready, let's see what. Okay, yeah, we have Archangel Michael drawing the circle for us. Thank you. This is a circle of light, of love, of transformation, of healing. It's a space of oneness. A space of oneness with you and all your disparate parts that aren't so disparate, but we can, on this journey, often feel like things have gotten separated from us. We've disconnected from things. We haven't really, but sometimes it can feel like that. So as you step into this white light circle that Archangel Michael has so kindly drawn for us, know that all those pieces of you are returning. Any place where you've left a piece of yourself, a piece of your energy, a piece of your power, it's all coming back to you right now in its purest, wholest form. You sort of feel yourself reorganizing, almost like puzzle pieces, forming back together perfectly, seamlessly. So when that feels complete, take a deep breath or two. And if you like, you can place your hands over your heart. Place your attention on the beating of your heart. This kind of activates and fires up the heart chakra. A lot of information that's been coming through for me lately. It's been around this being the age of, like, the age of the heart, or the age of masters, or the age of whatever. I wrote about the age of masters on Instagram and Facebook and my newsletter and all the places. So if you're interested in that, you can read it. But the age of the heart feels more like what we want to feel into right now. So the age of the heart is around coming back into that heart-centered living. Heart-centered is such a kind of hackneyed phrase at some point, but it's also so rich, it's so mysterious. So few of us know what to do with that, know what that means. And so, because it's experiential, we have to feel it for ourselves. We have to play with the energy of our hearts for ourselves and see what comes through for us in that process. And so, of course, when you place your hands over your heart, you place your attention on your heart. And when you place your attention on your heart, you're lending your power, you're really funneling your power into your heart. And that's such a beautiful place for your power to be. So many of us have spent so much of our power and our energy on our brains and our heads. And now, as we allow our hearts to step forward, we realize what a kind of fathomless well of love and support and energy our hearts are. I'm sure you've heard me say this because I'm constantly harping on about it, but that idea of like dropping your thoughts into your heart, dropping your emotions into your heart, because your heart can hold it all. Your heart knows what to do with it. And so, that is one of the things that I'll remember to do with my fears. I'll drop it into my heart and know that my heart will transform whatever I don't need, and it will hold for me whatever I do need until it's time for me to deal with it, or until I'm ready to deal with it, to approach it. And so, this isn't really something you can teach. It's just something that you experience as you play with it. So just take a moment and feel into your heart. See how it feels to drop your thoughts, drop the energy of your brain into your heart. See how it feels to have the energy of your heart starting to rev up. See what wants to come through as you focus on your heart. If you feel like there is any wiggly energy in you, in your heart, anywhere else, sometimes when it feels like something has kind of gotten in, what I'll do is imagine it kind of slithering into a box, and then I will hand the box over to Archangel Michael, or I'll ask for the box to be reassigned, or whatever needs to happen, and that can be a really lovely way to clear our energy. And so if you ever feel that, if you feel that wiggly energy in you, just imagine it crawling into a box. Have anything to hand over to Archangel Michael, whether it's a thought, a feeling, a worry, a little wiggling energetic thing, feel free to just see him in front of you. And he's ready. He's got his hands out. He's ready to take anything you've got, anything you are ready to hand over, to surrender, to let go of. Good. Feels like you guys are releasing a lot. That's fantastic. Fact. I feel like I want to light my sage again. It feels like a lot is releasing right now and is being released. So just stay in your process, whatever's showing up for you. Feels like Archangel Michael is working with our energy now. Physical energy, the energy of the home, just really clearing it out for us. And if you like, you can really just picture him swirling up your body, your physical body, your energetic body, swirling that. I see it as like a silver swirl moving through my body and moving through my head, and just picking up anything that isn't mine, anything that doesn't serve me, and just clearing it out. You can see or imagine him doing that to the room you're in, to your home, car, your office, whatever space feels like it would benefit with some clearing. Just see him working with that energy and clearing out anything that doesn't serve you, anything that doesn't support you, and filling those spaces with love and light and whatever else you want in there. Whew, good. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Okay, it feels like we've got the unicorns. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Hi, guys. I feel like I haven't worked with them in a while. They've been showing up. Okay, so for each of you, the unicorn's going to work with you. You each have your own unicorn. Isn't that nice? And it's going to work with you in each of you in a slightly different way. It feels like for one of you, the unicorn is just curling up next to you and maybe taking a little nap. It feels like for one of you, the unicorn is touching its horn to your third eye, and that's giving you either a clearing or an activation. Whatever it is, it's precisely what your third eye needs in this moment. Feels like one of you is like petting the unicorn and just sort of connecting with it, like the way that you would pet a cat or a horse or any animal that was in your presence that you wanted to connect with. So that's really sweet. So however you're interacting with this unicorn, just sort of play with that for a moment. Just enjoy that. Yeah, I think they kind of just wanted to say hi and to infuse the session with a bit of their energy. Thanks, guys. Thanks, unicorns. Okay. Oh. Whew. Feels like there might be some messages that want to come through now. Feels like it's been kind of an energetically intense session already. That may be the eclipse, the full moon, but I'm feeling it a lot. So let's see what wants to come through for us, for this lovely group. Okay, I'm getting joy and desire. So the energy of joy it's different than the way that we tend to think about it. Joy can come even in the really dark moments. Joy comes from presence, from really that kind of pure, I've just got a lot of smoke going on here, that really pure presence of being in the moment that you're in. Really just focused on this moment, this one moment, because this is the only one that exists. This is the only moment there is. And so joy can come in that presence in the midst of anything you're experiencing. And maybe joy doesn't feel the way we think joy does, or the way we're used to it feeling. Maybe joy feels like a moment of relief. Maybe joy feels like a moment of peace. Maybe joy feels like just that, like when you look at the sky and you see the blue sky and you're not thinking about it, you're not thinking about, oh, there's a cloud, oh, there's the blue sky, oh, look at me, I'm being so present, which sometimes we do. When you're just kind of staring at the sky or whatever you happen to be staring at without really naming it, without identifying with your story about whatever's going on in front of your eyes. So it's almost like you're connecting with that blue. You're connecting with the color of that the energy of that blue. It's like your energy is connecting with the sky and it's bypassing your brain. That is joy. So joy can come for anywhere, from anywhere, or anywhere. Joy can come from anywhere, in any moment, for any reason. It's simply about presence. And so Feels like there's a message that's going to come through that. All right, hold on. Let's see. What is this? Hmm. So I'm just sort of seeing the energy of joy as it's like wiggling in through the cracks or following those sticky spaces of fear or uncomfortable places of worry or anxiety or whatever is showing up for you. It's like joy can be hot on the heels of those experiences. And joy can come in because of those experiences. They always say, the cracks are how the light gets in, or, the night is darkest before dawn. All those kind of axioms are really quite true in that joy, like anything, any experience is making room for joy. Any experience you have can make room for joy. Any experience you have can be joy. And it almost sounds like, if I was to think about this a bit more, I would say, well, that sounds more like peace to me. That doesn't sound like joy. That sounds like peace. But for whatever reason, this is what's coming through. So we'll just go with it. Feels like there's something else that wants to come through about joy that maybe it's like it might be something I haven't channeled before or I'm not familiar with. So let's just see what this is. Okay, help me out here. Please make this as clear as possible. Okay, it feels like the energy of joy wants to work with us right now. So just take a moment and set the intention to receive whatever joy wants to give you, whether that's a feeling of bliss and joy as we generally think of it, or if it's something else. So just take a moment and be like, all right, joy, I welcome you in. I accept you. Please show me whatever it is that you would like to show me. Please work with us, joy, in whatever way serves our highest good. You may receive a message about how to bring more joy into your life. You may just feel energy pulsing through you. Whatever it is perfect. When I connected with the energy of joy, it felt, I just saw like conga dancers, a line of conga dancers dancing through my head. And that felt perfect because I know that the quickest way for me to shift my energy is through movement, is through dance, is through just moving my body around, specifically in a way that feels fun, which dancing always does. So that was my message around joy. So see what message joy has for you, or maybe it has a packet of energy for you, or maybe it's poking you in a way, like almost like poking on a chakra and helping to clear something for you so that joy flows more easily through your experience, through your energy. Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you, Joy. Whew. Okay. I'm not quite sure what's next, so we're just feeling in for a moment. Okay, we've got some rainbow energy coming in. We did a lot of work with the Rainbow Bridge, which is really lovely. That's a wonderful tool to play with. And it feels like that energy is kind of moving through the circle, swirling through the space of this session. And if you like, you can choose a couple of, desires or, things you're working on, and, maybe just sort of see it as an idea. You can do this in any way you choose, but you can just maybe see yourself writing down what this desire is and wrapping it up in a rainbow, and then kind of like sending it over the rainbow bridge to your higher self, so your higher self can help this come into your experience easily and through really guided action rather than or guided something rather than efforting. So yeah, just take a moment and choose maybe one desire or a few, probably no more than three. um, I don't know why, but it feels like they want us to either do one, two, or three, and then just wrap them up in a rainbow and do whatever feels right to do with that rainbow. Maybe you kind of like toss it up into the air. Maybe you hand it to Archangel Michael. Maybe you hand it to your higher self. Maybe you send it over the rainbow bridge. Whatever you do is perfect. You might feel a color connected to that desire, like maybe, a desire you wrapped up in a rainbow feels purple or feels connected to the energy of blue or red or whatever it is. Um, and that can be a beautiful way to work with that desire, work with bringing that into your experience. Maybe when you're focusing on it, wear that color or carry a crystal that color, or just pick that color of pen to use that day. There are so many ways we can play with this. Maybe if the color was red, you wear a red scarf, and just every time you notice the red scarf or feel the red scarf, it reminds you of how much fun it's going to be when that desire shows up, when that experience you've been wanting shows up and you're already living it. That can be a really sweet reminder and manifestation tool, if you like. Or you can just, I don't know if anybody has a rainbow scarf, but you can just use the whole rainbow as well. and use that as kind of a reminder to just drop into the feeling of already having that desire, already having that thing, and just enjoy that feeling, just enjoy that experience of already being there, already having it, already feeling it. Okay, so actually what we're going to do for a moment is just breathe. We're just going to breathe in all of the energy that's already working with us, that's already come through. We're just going to integrate for a few moments. So just sit in whatever way feels right to you, and just breathe. Breathe in whatever way feels good to you. Integration feels really important right now, especially today, especially this week, as we're going through this energy. And so, that might mean taking it easy, going to sleep early. Just, if you feel tired, just lying down for a few moments, drinking more water. However you rest, however you integrate, whatever feels like that soul sigh of relief for you. Be extra conscious of giving yourself those moments, those hours, um, today and this week. I mean, always, but for some reason it feels especially important right now, because we have been processing and shifting a lot with this eclipse energy and this new moon energy. We're clearing a lot. And you may have felt a lot rising up. Um, so giving yourself space to integrate whatever's happening for you is really. And even just like I feel like my body is just moving. It is moving in a circle right now. And so even just something like that, if you feel like your body wants to move in a certain way, just let yourself do it. Um, if you're in a public place and would feel more comfortable, like stepping into a corner or bathroom stall, feel free. But it's good to let our bodies lead us sometimes. I mean, probably all the time, but realistically, yeah, who wants realism? That's no fun. So just see if your body wants to do anything right now. Maybe it just wants to lie there. Your hands want to rest a certain way. Whew. Okay. If we're gonna complete a little bit early right now, it feels like that was really energetically intense. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else that wants to come through? Feels like the energy of the moon wants to work with us for a moment. I'm just seeing that big, bright, full moon that we have right now. And so it almost feels like that big, bright, full moon is reflecting our own light, the light of our heart, the light of our being, whatever that light is inside you. It feels like the moon is reflecting that right now. That's really interesting. So if you like, if you have the chance this evening, maybe just go outside and look up at the moon and feel your own light, your own inner light kind of powering up and dialing up as you look at the full moon. And then, that might be a nice time to revisit whatever desires you wrapped up in rainbows and sent out. Um, and just allow your light to call those in for you, create those for you, however you like to think about creating, manifesting, drawing in. Or you don't even have to think about it. You can just focus on the desire for a moment, feel how it would be to have it already happen, already there with you, already present in your life, and bask in that feeling for a moment, and then done. It's complete. It's coming. No need to worry about it. No need to think about it. It's already done. Whew. Okay. Well, that feels good. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you, unicorns. Thank you, rainbows. Sometimes I wonder if anybody can hear me when I have my doors open when I'm doing these sessions. How does that sound? Sounds awesome. So yeah, thank you. And thank you to our higher selves and to the moon and to any of your guides or angels who are with us today. We're always with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whew. Yeah. All right. Well, this is interesting for me because this is the first time in 3 years that I haven't had a regular group session scheduled. Wow. I've been doing these, at least twice a month for years now. And who knows, maybe next month something new will have come through and I'll be doing this again. But for now, it feels like the energy's a lot for me, or I'm not sure what's going on, honestly. I can't really speak about it because I don't know. It's been feeling harder and harder for me to hold the energy somehow. Maybe there's just, I need to do some expanding before I can, really keep doing this work. I don't know. But yeah, I've sort of stopped the one-on-one work and this is the last of these sessions. So yeah, I have no idea. More could come through tomorrow, next week, in a month, next year. I have no clue. But it has been such a joy to do this with you all. I'm so glad that you were here with me. And I know, some of you have been with me for a long time, most of you actually. And that's just really I really love and appreciate that and love and appreciate you. And I've been so honored and excited and happy to do this with you. I'm hoping that whatever needs to shift or reorganize for me, we'll just do that kind of easily and naturally. So we can do this again at some point, whether it's regularly or kind of, one-off, whatever is perfect. Or if this is, complete for us, that's perfect too. But yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys so much for, especially in the beginning when I was really new at this and didn't know what was going on. And, I think Rita and Barbara, you guys were there in the early days. So thank you so much. And it's been such a joy to have you with me on this. So Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that I won't be doing this again, honestly, because I love it so much and it's such a part of me. But I think for whatever reason, my body or my energy, something needs to happen. We'll see. Hopefully that will come clear. But yay! Thank you all so much. It's been such a pleasure. And yeah, keep me posted on the things that, go on in your life and show up for you. And, I'm sure I will still be writing and still be around on the internet. So do feel free to respond anytime you feel guided or want to, or just reach out to me individually. And oh, thank you, Rita. Rita said happy birthday. And I'm glad you loved the book session. Yeah, I sent out if any of you are writers, I sent out a book session yesterday, I think. So yeah, you can check that out if you're interested. Ah, yeah, thank you, Sharon. Happy birthday to me. Yay. All right. Well, so much love to you all. Thank you so much. Thanks, Barbara. Yay. And yeah, do keep in touch. Do let me know what's going on, or, if you're like, hey, I wonder if Amber's doing anything, feel free to reach out. Sometimes I talk about these things, sometimes I don't. So anyway, yeah, reach out, please, if you ever feel called to. And lots of love, many blessings for this eclipse and new moon. And I think wonderful things are in store for all of us. So yeah, big hug to you all. Yay. Mwah.